morning, the guest came and saw him and said, what's happening? He said, I want to leave. He said, did you not hear the noise last night? I wanted to come out, but I just changed my mind. You know, every guest that have lodged into this place, they never leave here alive. They never leave here alive. He said, because there is one man there. Every time you will make a very sound noise, and if you go and check, you will be graveyard ready for going to check. Curiosity have landed a lot of people into so many problems. I tell you, life is a journey. It's not a 1-meter dash. You can make it if only you learn to delay gratification. Take into cognizance the things you have been told. It was Isaac Newton that said, if I have seen above, it's by standing on the shoulder of them that have gone ahead of me. If you listen, you will learn. When you learn, you will lead. And when you lead, you will arrive at your destination. You can make it. Then the third one that happened to him along the line, while he traveled this journey. You know, in the journey of life, you need to learn to be patient. Patience will bring you into your inheritance. Patience will bring you into so many things in life. Let me tell you something. You don't go to compare yourself among other people. They that compare themselves among themselves are not wise. I want to tell you today, you can make it. I want to also welcome you. Our next edition, I will continue with the story. Until I see you in our next edition, don't forget, this is Simon and Semota saying, you can make it. God bless you.
They live in the shadows, forgotten corners of our city. Overcrowded, unsanitary, lacking basic amenities. These are the slums where millions struggle to exist. But there's a flicker of hope. An ambitious project is underway. Imagine homes with running water, proper sanitation, schools and playgrounds for children, a chance for dignity, for dreams to take flight. But this transformation needs your voices. Speak to Housing TV Africa and let the world witness the resilience of those who fight for a better place to call home. Let our cameras capture the tears of joy, the shared laughter, the spirit of unity that shines brighter than any hardship. Get in touch with Housing TV Africa today and be a voice of hope to people living in the slum. Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news.
Amidst the happenings in the country today, staying positive is all we need. I can make it there to help remind us that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Now we begin the news segment with the housing sector. The Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Architect Ahmed Dangiwa, has assured Zamfara State Governor of the ministry's commitment to ensuring that its citizens have access to affordable housing in the state. Now, Dangiwa gave this assurance when Governor Dauda Lawal Dare of Zamfara State paid him a courtesy visit to his office in Abuja. Dangiwa assured the governor that Zamfara State will be on the priority list of the ministry to benefit from subsequent building programs from the ministry. The minister acknowledged and appreciated Governor Dare for the provision of 50 hectares of land to the ministry at no cost for the renewed Hope Estate. Now, while speaking, Governor Dare said they were in the ministry to appeal to the minister for his intervention to fast-track the completion of the agreement between the ministry and Zamfara State on the purchase of the National Housing Program housing units, as it will enable the state to take over the structure.
Sometime back, we requested for the Honorable Minister to do something for us in terms of some of the structures that you have in place, which is very close to, or rather opposite, Federal University. So, the structures have been there for ages, and they are getting to a state that something needs to be done as quickly as possible. And we requested that the Honorable Minister should kindly do something, and maybe by donating those houses to us. the same time, we're asking for more, bearing in mind the states, for the financial situation of the state. And it is something that we're really trying to do as quickly as possible. So I said, let me come. It's not about a phone call. Let me be there in person and speak to a friend, an aunt, a brother, to quickly do something so that we can take over those structures. At the same time, ask for more intervention, because I know what you guys are doing, and I want to appeal that Zamfara State should always be considered as one of the first in terms of any structure that you're going to put in place, bearing in mind some of the situations the state is facing.
As the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, also we want to assure you that we are committed to providing all the support you require in your efforts to enhance access to decent, quality and affordable housing to your citizens. I want to acknowledge and thank you for providing 50 hectares of land at no cost to the Ministry for citing the remit of estate in the forest estate that you are about to take on. Rest assured, Your Excellency, that the Ministry will ensure that Zamfara State is included in the next batch of states to benefit from the program. Your Excellency, I've also been informed that our officials have been engaging with your team, to which even this next week they are coming again regarding your interest in purchasing the unsold housing units under the National Housing Program in your state. Your Excellency, in pricing, as we still pleaded, we have offered, we have been careful to ensure that it is fair and reasonable, but we'll do more, inshallah. Our aim is just to recover the cost of constructing these houses so we can build more for other Nigerians to benefit. As such, we have applied additional discounts, and will do more to cover the cost of necessary repairs or into the non-use of the houses as they are constructed. Furthermore, the infrastructure has been fully written up, part of the government effort to ensure that we enhance affordability, because we know that the government will purchase them and then also maybe further subsidize it to citizens at the end of the day. As you are aware, the aim of the government is not to make profits, but to provide increased access to decent, affordable, quality shelter in a sustainable manner. We also understand that our goal is to purchase these houses, complete them, and then hand over in more subsidized form to the Zamfara people. Therefore, our desire to give you fair and equitability. Beyond these two areas of collaboration, I want to assure Your Excellency that we are open to further partnership with the Forest State government. Once again, I thank you for your visits and look forward to more engagements. The Forest State is one of the states that I was privileged to chair the steering committee of the Kulaku initiative, to which we are about to construct some houses for the displaced persons. And the Forest State is one of the states to benefit from it. And I'm aware that you have already given land, and this project is about to take place, because we are now under the tender process. So in a couple of weeks, inshallah, I will be the chairman of the steering committee. I'll be in the Forest State to do the groundbreaking for that Kulaku initiative housing project, which is an initiative of government to house some of the displaced persons displaced by the military. May Allah console you and the people of Zamfara and grant you more wisdom and strength to overcome and bring development to the state.
The Nigerian Institution of Structural Engineers have said no single member of the body has been implicated in building collapse this year. The president of the institute, Johnson Adeboyega Adeyoye, stated this recently while briefing the media on the institution's forthcoming 2024 conference and 37th annual general meeting. Adeyoye attributed several cases of building collapse to quackery and people who did not want to pay the little percentage due to structural engineers or professionals to construct safe buildings. He made reference to the collapsed 21-story building in Ukoyi, Lagos on November 1st, 2021, where 40 persons died. He said the panel set up by government after the event blamed the developer for not making use of Council for the Registration of Engineering in Nigeria, COREN, certified structural engineers to supervise the project. He also lamented that many developers still prefer to employ quacks who accept any amount of money to carry out structural engineering job. Now, the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Architect Ahmed Dengiwa, and Governor Mba of Enugu State, represented by his deputy Ifeanyi Osai, have called for innovative construction methods and the use of local building materials to reduce housing costs and improve affordability. This call was made recently during the groundbreaking ceremony of Grace Land, Rehoboth and Mercy Val Estate, a project led by Copen Group in collaboration with the Enugu State Housing Development Corporation and other institutions. Speaking at the event, Architect Dengiwa highlighted the need for innovation to counter rising construction costs. He emphasized that locally sourced materials and expertise could significantly reduce the price of essential materials like cement and roofing sheets. Governor of Enugu State urged universities and research institutions to explore cost-effective construction techniques to reduce housing costs in Nigeria.
I have been here in a couple of occasions and had a series of interactions with His Excellency, and I can say that he is a visionary leader who is quietly doing and accomplishing great things. Your Excellency, Enugu State is lucky to have you as governor. Without Your Excellency's support and encouragement, this project that we are here to perform groundbreaking would not have been possible. Second, I would like to commend the Managing Director and CEO of Copen Group, my good friend, housing stakeholder and advocate for affordable housing, Reverend Dr. Sullivan Chime, for exemplary life he is leading. So for this great land estate for which I'm here to perform the groundbreaking today, it adds another feather to Dr. Chime's impactful life as a reputable developer. As the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, we are proud to be part of this project under the broad framework of our Renewed Hope Housing Program. This estate, part of the 10,000 housing unit called City Eastern Extension Layout, it aligns with His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu DCFR goal to deliver quality and affordable housing to all Nigerians. As you may be aware, the housing challenge in our country is immense because statistics have shown that to address this problem, we need to build approximately 550,000 housing units annually over the next 10 years, which will require about 5.5 trillion naira per annum. This huge housing deficit is the result of ineffective implementation of housing policies, suboptimal performance of housing delivery institutions, an undeveloped housing market, an untapped secondary mortgage market, and of course a tough economic environment. Like all other systemic problems hindering our nation's development, the administration of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu DCFR is boldly and frontally addressing the housing deficit to change the narrative for good. Already the results are visible. In just over 1 year under the Renewed Hope Cities and Estates program, we have commenced construction work at a total of 6,612 housing units across 13 states and FCT, with many of these units now at advanced stages of completion. We intend to complete most of them by December so that Nigerians can begin to own these houses. Additionally, work has started on 3,500 housing units across 3 new Renewed Hope cities, including 2,000 units in Lagos, Southwest, 1,500 units in Kano from the northwest, In the southeast, we selected Enugu for the development of 2,000 housing in Renewed Hope City, which will be delivered as part of the MOU we signed with consortium of developers for 100,000 housing units nationwide. As the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, I fully understand that the federal government alone cannot provide the funding required to deliver the volume of housing we need. To succeed, we need the full participation of all stakeholders and a combination of different funding strategies. We need local and state governments, private sector developers, housing finance institutions, both local and international philanthropic bodies, well-meaning Nigerians and even corporate Nigeria on board to make the necessary impact.
When we came to serve our people, we committed to our people that our government will be private sector driven, but led by us. So in each step of the way, we've tried to comply to that commitment we made to our people, that we will serve them, working with the private sector institutions to lead in development and contributions infrastructure-wise, but at the same time, provide guidance and leadership. That's what we've tried to do. Now, when active players like Ugochime are desirous of participating in critical sectors like housing, it gladdens our heart because a community or a society that is not able to accommodate its citizens suffer a great deal, because it's only a comfortable class of citizens that are well accommodated that can create wealth and contribute to development and growth of the state. So we also recognize housing as one of the fundamental rights of citizens, even when it's not possibly enshrined in law. We recognize it as fundamental because we know the impact of houselessness on people and how they can actually affect the orderliness in society. So we appreciate your intervention, and we want to especially congratulate the MD of our housing corporation, because he is trying to institute culture of creativity since he assumed office, and we are all witnesses to the results we are getting. So MD Housing, congratulations. Now, part of the challenges we've witnessed with housing is cost. And we're all witnesses to the spiraling cost of housing materials, be it cement, be it sand, even the cost of delivering water to sites. They've tripled and quadrupled. And of course, the devaluation of our currency leading to cost of labor, they have all made it more difficult for average persons to access homes, even when they are developed. So I'm happy that you're able to pull entire team needed to creatively design an approach that will make this project accessible and affordable to our people. But why I say the professor, I'm happy you're here, is that it is time that in events like this, we should begin to work with our universities, the engineering department of our universities, to begin to look at creative ways to bring down the cost of housing.
Still in the housing sector, the Nigerian Institution of Surveyors has vowed to eliminate quackery and corruption within the profession, emphasizing a zero-tolerance policy towards any corrupt practices among its members. Dr. Matthew Ibitoye, the national president of the institution, reaffirmed this commitment during the investiture of chairman and inauguration of new executives of the NIS Ogun State chapter in Abeokuta. Dr. Ibitoye, in his address, highlighted the imperative of upholding ethical standards and professionalism within the field of survivorship. In his keynote address, Professor Adewale Adeniji warns honest surveyors in encountering difficulties to build a positive professional image if the unethical practices continues in the process. Speaking, the newly sworn-in chairman Abiodun Olufemi Laidi emphasized the importance of eradicating quackery to ensure the delivery of quality services to survivors and uphold the integrity of the profession. Now, Kuwait is currently undertaking several large-scale housing projects aimed at addressing the growing demands for residential units, and it includes Al-Mutalla City, South Saad Al-Abdullah City, and South Sabah Al-Ahmed city. Now, those major projects were said to provide housing for thousands of citizens and offer significant opportunities for foreign companies to contribute, particularly in the fields of infrastructure and construction. Al-Mutala City is one of the 3 major housing projects currently being executed by the Public Authority for Housing Welfare, with a projected population of 400,000. The pace of infrastructure completion was accelerating in 2 other major projects. Governor Josh Green signed a proclamation today relating to affordable housing, placing a pause on the automatic adoption of country building codes. Now, the proclamation gives the counties additional time to review, amend, and adopt the latest state and national building codes to suit their particular safety and design standards. And this is aimed at bolstering efforts to build more than 13,000 affordable housing units for working-class families over the next 3 years. According to the Office of the Governor, the previous emergency proclamation relating to affordable housing suspended the State Building Code Council, but it did not suspend the county's authority to update and amend their own county-wide building codes according to their own building and safety standards. Let's take a pause here. The Good Morning Africa show will be back shortly.
Get credible and authentic housing news at your fingertips by downloading the Housing TV mobile app. You can also join the Africa International Housing Show live from across the globe through the Housing TV mobile app. The mobile app features live streaming and trending housing news. You can locate the AIHS venue via the app, network with AIHS seasoned speakers, and live chat with exhibitors. You can also order house or building materials at AIHS via this app. Download the Housing TV mobile app now from the App Store and Google Play Store. And don't forget to click on the notification button. Available for both iOS and Android users. Housing TV is also on Star Times, channel 149 decoder.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the Good Morning Africa show on Housing TV Africa. Now, the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, recently introduced a new unstructured supplementary service date, USSD code, *829#, aimed at enhancing taxpayers' experience. FIRS Chairman Zach Adedeji unveiled the code at the Revenue House in Abuja. With this launch, Nigeria becomes the 6th African nation to adopt a USSD code for simplifying tax payment processes. Let's go on a short break. Our guest is on standby.
Get credible and authentic housing news at your fingertips by downloading the Housing TV mobile app. You can also join the Africa International Housing Show live from across the globe through the Housing TV mobile app. The mobile app features live streaming and trending housing news. You can locate the AIHS venue via the app, network with AIHS seasoned speakers, and live chat with exhibitors. You can also order house or building materials at AIHS via this app. Download the Housing TV mobile app now from the App Store and Google Play Store. And don't forget to click on the notification button. Available for both iOS and Android users. Housing TV is also on Star Times, channel 149 decoder.
Now, one issue that has been persistent in Nigeria over the years is housing shortage. The housing shortage in major cities in the country has caused a multitude of problems, including cramped living conditions, insufficient infrastructure, and the complicating socio-economic disparities. It is noteworthy that the Land Use Act of 1978 has significantly contributed to the housing crisis